Come together, we gonna rule. Can't come this way. We're gonna hurt somebody. Come me Brian. We'll burn down the island. This one is original, untouchable, ready for the carnival. Brand new style, let me go. Jam session time, say once again. Time to get up and prance to the rhythm. Get ready to join RSB trend. To this brand new style, that's it for a while. Let me go, jump. Well in the band jump.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Dissect. Of course, TDN TV and Islands Therapy on Facebook. I go by the name of Novelist, and of course, we got the CEO right there. And like we told you guys before, we have a special guest. Back here for the second time with us on Dissect, we have the RSB band. We have the man Maxime, we have the man Kofi, we have the man Jopie, and of course, our last special guest, the man DJ Kaza, is in the building with us as well. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
What's
Yeah,
going
good
on?
evening.
We have some kind of feedback somewhere, but everybody good? Oh, I guess
Yeah,
we can
so
go
far.
with feedback on.
So far.
Nice.
Yeah, me good?
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
good, everything good. So what's
Everything
been
blessed.
going on? What's been going on from the last time we spoke?
Well, I'll take the first shot of it because I just want to acknowledge the presence of the Father, giving you thanks and praises, Novelist, and the CEO for making it possible to have this part two. Also, I'd like to send out sympathies to the Brady family on the passing away of their dad. Well, you know, this is family. Terry, Bobby, Tora, Karen, Anadale, and all the extended family. So, yeah, so good to go from now.
Same from me.
Good for you.
Yeah, man. Same from me. I have to extend my sympathy to Bobby and the rest of the family. You know, Mr. Brady was a close friend of mine from a long time. You know, as a youth, big respect. So, yeah, my condolences to the family. Also want to extend condolences to my James family in La Plaine on the passing of my uncle, Patrick James.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, I wanted to say, you know, hold strong and the spirit lives forever, man. So, life goes on, you know?
Yeah, I would also I wish condolences to the Brady family as well. Yeah, it's a crucial time we're living in now, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but you know.
Yeah, same here. I would like to, Jopi said and Kofi said, extend my condolences to the Brady family, like family also. Also, I would like to extend condolences to the uncle of Kofi and also a former member, original member of the Irish band, Conrad Basville.
Oh, yes.
So I would also like to condone condolences to his family also.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
So you know, since we have you talking, and you know, the last time we spoke to Kofi and we spoke to Jopie, we're just gonna have you introduce yourself, Maxime, and tell them, I guess, your part in the band. You know who you are.
Okay, well, Max before will former original member of the RSB man, also lead singer. But like you know, all of us did lead singing. So
All right. So you've been there so you're there from foundation,
original.
not one of them fellas that
Like
come
the
later on.
original,
No, his roots, man, his roots.
Right.
His roots.
yeah. I can think
Before
of
we
the
have
name of the
original
band. Yes,
roots,
I'm
and
right.
everything developed from the roots. Stem and branches come after.
Right.
But the
Do that,
vision
Kofi.
for this roots, stem and branches start from creation, so you know it is.
Right. So the last time, Kaza, you need to introduce yourself now.
No, I don't. You know, everybody knows DJ Kaza on that humble note. You know, we are here to further the story of RSB this evening. So, greetings to everyone out there listening this evening, wherever you are today. And a lot of condolences to start the show which brings us back to how the last show ended. A lot of family, a lot of love,
Right.
you know, coming from RSB and the root stems and the branches, you know. And even that on a further note, Zabet, you weren't there the last time, but you know, an inspiring story that has been going on since the last interview about you is you were self-taught on the guitar.
Oh yeah, yeah. I taught myself to play the guitar. I taught myself to play the trumpet. I taught myself to play the piano. Yeah.
That's right.
You didn't
But
do
but
like
but again, that from family life because my family, my mom's side, most of my uncles were involved in bands like the Rainbow Jazz Band from Point Michel, Swinging Busters from Point Michel. Also, there's an aunt of mine that plays the guitar, Judy's mother, Auntie Frances. She also plays the guitar.
okay.
So by mama's side, family is rich music, so to speak. Also by daddy's side, the Barneses, we come from the Barnes lineage. Your daddy mother was one of the sisters from the Barnes lineage. So the music come from both sides of the family, so to speak.
Wow.
Nice. So you didn't do like Swelly and take hidden lessons, right? Because we had last time they tell us
Yeah, well, well, he was always trying to be on top of the game. So when he come, you always want to make sure, well, they don't know how doing that, but I go in deep into it.
right.
You always try to stay on top of the game in that regard.
Well, which is always a good thing, you know.
A good thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right.
Because at least later on, when we get to do Calypso as a band, as a backing band, eventually we had to go and learn the shit music or what's called, learn to read what's called, because I can remember we got a show to go, I think it was at the time. Kofi, if I'm not mistaken, was it Short Shirt?
Yeah.
And we were lack of, or church us, and we were lack of horns, and then that was to to back him up on the buy local show where we had to also back up Californians on the local a buy local show organized by BIC, I think Sheldon Redbow and them at the time. And then there was as to if the RSB should do the Calico show or at the time Swinging Stars. And I can recall Pato once said he would prefer to RSB the gig. And I remember at the time it was, I think, NC and Raps on Rabbit or somebody else that said, no, we are not experienced enough. So I told them, he saw the band play, all they have to do is get some horns for us, man. And then we took up that challenge. And Pat and the Calypso Association, they provided horns to the band. And from the wood, we knocked it off at, I think it was at the Carib Cinema at the time.
Okay.
And then we proceeded to do the buy local show. And then at the end of that, when Pat, the Calypso Association came to pay us, Pat told us it would be important if we learn to read music because in the future we can get a lot of shows and that can help us musically.
Right.
And from that, we proceeded that transition. We try to follow the 5 lines and so as much as possible to our own benefit and so. So that's why I always keep Party with a major part in the development of R&B because I think that was the first time, right, Kofi, that we received our first $5,000 for, and at that time there was a lot of associations back up. The buy local Calico show at that time it was in the yard where that holds the SM3 presently.
What year, Maxima, can you remember? Would be the first time that you guys would like back a Calypso song artist?
Well, we did that way back, because we also did a lot of junior Calypso shows, the backing up a lot of junior Calypso shows.
In the 80s.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
80s,
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
It is for sure. Because we were the band that carried Unity 10. At that time when Dominica had that, there were 2 tents, Swings, that's at the tent, and then RSB had the Unity 10, we formulated the Unity 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that, so the Unity tent, I know there's 2 tents in Dominica now. It's not the same name, is it?
No, it's
Stardom and there's something else.
and
Stardom.
Oh, okay. So the names have changed back then. So now then.
Yeah, you
Yeah, of course. Well, when it comes to the mass camp, I do the guitar and I'm the band leader for the mass camp, Showdown Mass Camp.
Okay, currently. All right. Right. So the last we left off on the last album we left off on
Kadasi.
Kadase.
Well, we didn't really touch it, but
That's where we were headed.
That's where we were
the
headed,
last time
yeah.
we were here. So you know,
gotta say we heading. Gotta say we heading.
yes.
Yeah, man.
Push it a little bit closer to the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Kofi. Yeah. Let us get to your right, I guess. Yes. Nice.
Nice. I remember that album cover.
That was the year. That was the year.
Well, streaming neighbors, they try that too.
Yes, it's man crazy.
Right.
What year was the Karase album?
We don't try nothing.
I think it was 96, right?
Try that, yeah.
96, and that.
Yeah, I think Kadasi was in 96.
Kadasi was 19, no,
92,
93, damn it.
90, yeah, 92. Yeah. 96, 97 was bang time.
Yeah, 96 and 97, and that was bang time, big time.
Big time.
Come on,
Right.
And the yellow cover there, that was what, 91, right?
Watch, I was 91.
Watch out.
91, yeah.
90 level bang time.
That
Yeah.
was the year I met you guys on the Lake Shore in Toronto. 1991. That's that yellow cover.
That we were promoting.
I had that
Wait.
on a record. That was when we used to have what we call carry banner, but right now we have a kind of a thing. I don't know
That be bad,
Yeah,
but that carrying it.
Yeah, exactly.
The Bang Time album that was taken after we did the jazz festival in Toronto on the
Yeah,
beaches.
that is.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, before I forget though, as we put along, I hope you all don't mind if I interject coming now and then. Kofi, you mentioned Bang Time, Big Time, and you seem to have a problem remembering the other years.
No,
So
no,
maybe
no,
we
no.
need to work on a new project and call it No Time.
No. I don't problem with the other years, man. I just try not to go too fast, too far ahead.
Okay, good.
We ready on Kadasi, you know? But,
Yeah, just checking in.
No, man. So yeah, we had Kadasi, Incline Jam, you know,
Bang time.
Big time, Bang Time.
Right.
But novel, since we're not, we're talking about more about he played piano and those things. It was self-taught. As a matter of fact, last night Kofi and I was having a discussion about that, and I think part of the uniqueness of the music in Dominica, well, at least I can talk for RSB, is the fact that a lot of the musicians they were self-taught.
Right.
So because it wasn't formal, someone telling you how to hold your guitar and how to strum, you have a lot of verification. So your style is unique and that you have to flavor the music. Because I remember we had a little issue with a keyboard man. And instead of the band not having a keyboard man, that's how he started learning to play keyboards. And he did that relatively quick. In about like 3 weeks, he started playing keyboard. But then now he fell in love with the keyboard and wanted to play keyboards.
Right.
But we believed at the time, a lot of people believed he was playing the guitar upside down. So that in itself was an attraction for the band since he's left-handed.
Right.
So we decided, no, you cannot switch on keyboard. So he used to put from once with the guitar around him and still playing keys.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add that in there.
Yes.
So Cornell is not the only one with the
Yeah,
fingers.
another point too.
Come on, Zipley.
Go ahead, Maxime. Sorry.
Another point I would like to make, as Jopi just said that to another thing with RSB, I think we understood that, especially after listening to Gordon and Jeff Joe and them in the interview, we understood that no matter what you call the music, be it bouillon, be it fathers, we understood that our music is a synthesis, a combination, a fusion of African patterns, which involves our mazouk, our quadrille, our bel. You know, so as members or as musicians, we always try to learn each and every of these beats. So we understand these beats and then we can fuse it by using electronic instruments, bring up our quadrille and our mazouk so into our music, you know. So you learning, you know, as we learning our instrument, we always play our guitar to the rhythm of either mazouk or we use the acoustic. And I think maybe we were one of the first bands that used the accordion on music when we did Duvan. I don't know if you guys can remember Duvan when we did Duvan. I think Duvan was one of our first albums.
Yeah, yeah.
They're using the you know.
Okay.
We call that bouillon, but that should be just one area of our bouillon, which is the mazouk side of our music. I hope you know like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's well, we just look at it as one thing, but I think there's different sections to the bouillon music, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when we check the foundation of the music, you know, like we say, different patterns, different style, different tempos and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we can refer to it as several things, but I mean, you don't get nowhere with all the scattered and the different names. So
True.
you know, you pick something and you hold on to it, but you'll always find variation in this, even in the style within the bouillon itself. Have different variations and different patterns that people play, because music and art is expression.
Right.
Yeah.
And every unit, every group that comes together will formulate some type of expression that reflects them. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, we can call stuff what we want. I mean, if you look at reggae and everything, you can never find no one style of reggae. Reggae is broad. All music is broad. R&B, because at the end of the day, it's just expression of art. They just have a genre for recognition. But in terms of the transformation and the, you know, of the music and the patterns, it's ongoing. You know what I mean?
Right. So, oh my God. So we're talking about excuse me. I choking on something there.
Nobody's passing that to you, man.
Must be, I don't know. So we're talking about the different types of bouillon music. But the Kadase album wasn't necessarily a bouillon music album.
No.
It was never close
Right.
to any bouillon music. As a matter of fact, as we're talking about Kadase, I mean, the whole production of Kadase was one of RSB's most serious. I mean, the album that got the most attention in terms of preparation to do it.
Yeah.
And that came about because when we did our album 1999 and 1991, the Watcher album.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if you remember, we ended up getting a tour to Kathmandu in New Jersey, a club called Kathmandu, through
Right. Yeah.
Alan Lasky,
Yeah.
who was a white guy who was interested in just that music that he heard. He used to come down to Portsmouth and he fell in love with RSB. And, you know, so kind of came together with us and decided going to help us produce a thing. And
Produce, right.
if you check the Kadase album, you'll see it's on Island Fever. That was his little label.
Okay.
But I'm saying that we wanted it to represent like more of our roots. What influenced us? And in those days, it was strictly Exile, you know what I mean, Grammars, you know.
Kassav at the time.
Yes. So if you check Kadase, you will see that kind of like where we will just like more into Kadas and I mean even just like the name.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we came about this. And then on Kadase, we had a guy called Alvin Vic for Bruni.
Yeah, man.
That was like as if he didn't have anything other than Kassav for him.
Yeah.
as if you don't talk about Casa when you call him band, don't talk to me. You know, don't talk. And that man was a wicked bass player. Again, he came from the youth system in Kinfield. They had their own little band, and you know, and then we roped him into RSB, and it was just magic.
And
magic, and skill, you know, and everything. Yeah. So we learned a lot about the arrangement and certain ways.
Yeah, he did a lot of work.
Yeah, expressions, you know, seeing that he was so deep. And Maxime is not a stranger to the French vibe. So that album, yeah, that's how it really came about. And the rest of it is kind of history. It's today still one of the most cherished albums for me personally, you know.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell. I could definitely tell from the last from where we left off in the interview last time that one is a baby of yours. That one means something.
Yeah, I love the album.
Nice.
I love the album.
And without tribute, that's the album we put in the most work on too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of work on that album.
Yeah.
So, see, now we're talking about that album now. I go to ask a question. And as far as I understand right now, this, and guys, this is the album you all have closest to your heart because this is your favorite. So, I want to go around the room with Joe P, Kofi, and Maximus. What is your favorite song from that album? And just give us a little touch on why now.
For me, to address is my favorite album. Why it is the favorite? Vocal power on it, not because it's Max did it. It's great, and the expression of it.
Is the most important.
It's like you could bring in your value. You follow what I mean? Into that song. When you listen to that song, it deep. You can close your eyes, you can meditate on it.
Right.
I mean, the other day I listened to what explained that, and I actually got goosebumps. It's like it sounded like it was still fresh out of the press. It's like you never get fed up of listening to it. And that, in my mind, is the element of a good song.
Yeah,
so I would say that's my favorite.
I think Tadress is one of mine too.
Tadress.
Mine?
He says, Tadress, my country.
Yeah. To me, it's a love-oriented song, and not like real justice on making you feel it. You know what I mean? You know, we have a thing saying, "Like a satin, man." Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
The thing, that's it. That's really, that's a sweet song, pretty song. I'm telling you, trust me.
Nice.
And again, too, sometimes your performance, though, and the way people appreciate the music, it gets you to realize how much it means to them.
Right.
I remember when I performed in England, and I saw Englishmen came in there well dressed with their jacket. And when you see jackets start going in one hand, you know the music's sweet.
Yeah.
So you know that, and even like, just the memories of those things.
Right.
It does a lot and it says a lot. As we said last time, for us, playing the music was about love and the joy it brought to other people.
Right.
That's why, as we spoke about, there was no enmity as people want to make it look like a cross-board between bands and so on. At least RSB that never existed.
Yeah,
We would play with anybody, we played everybody's song.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, before Effects got actually big, I don't want to get too much into it, but Juve morning, we used to be hitting the road with their songs, soaking wet and all those songs.
Yeah, man.
So as we said last time, it's an institution, and we actually look at every spectrum as far as the music was concerned.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, you got it locked into our Dissect on TDN TV. We seem to have lost Maxime. Hopefully, we can connect back with him. So we're going from the Kadase to the Kadase album to the Watcher album. Now, the sound is different on the Watcher album than it is on Kadase, right?
Yeah.
So, seeing that Karase is one of the albums that you guys cherish the most, why the change of sound?
No, but you see, you have it in reverse because Watcha came before.
Oh, Watcha came before
Yeah,
Karase.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Watcha came before Kadase.
Okay, so
And yeah, so Watcha influence was, I mean, carnival-y, vibes. We were just trying to find a catch where we could relate to what was going on at the time, which was African.
right.
But from after Watcha, I mean, we had a little transformation into a more seriously appreciate kind of vibes. Where creating something that people can hold on to for a long time. Put more value to it.
But one thing I'll say too on the Watch Your album, we listen to our fans a lot too. And I remember I came from St. Kitts, and I wouldn't say it was pressure on us, but fans was asking for something a little more carnivalish too.
Okay.
We listened to them.
Right.
I got the idea of Who's the Dan when I was in St. Kitts. That is a favorite thing up here in STD. I came down and I worked on that. And we actually got the melody from In My Head by an ex. Guy had actually do the leather shoes and so on. No, even on that album where you have Ninja, Kofi did that.
Right.
And we have Pretty Island Ladies on this one too, yeah. So it has serious music on it. But however, though, it was diverted to please the fans and also to show the diversity of the band, that we can play different styles. See, when Z talk about like different African patterns, the synthesis of the music, and then you can fuse it. So that's what RSB was all about.
Right.
We pride ourselves on one thing. Either we will go in and play your song just as you, or better than you, straight up. We wouldn't give it for anything less than that.
I agree that.
Yeah.
I agree that. So there was an album that was recorded in I'm not sure what album it was. I want to say around 1995.
Yeah.
Am I right with the year?
Incline Jam.
That's the Incline Jam album. There's something interesting behind that album. Where was that album recorded?
That's a good question. Could you answer that now?
Yeah, actually, that album was recorded in Jersey with the Fuji.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Yeah. So that album, we had man like Praz and Wyclef. Lauryn Hill was, in the studio sitting with the guys on sessions.
Right.
If I wish Maxine was there, because he would have been able to give you the exact way it ended up being there.
Right.
But yeah.
So let me see that. See back now.
So, Maxime, you could hear us clearly, right?
Yeah.
So see, give him the rundown and the production on
The Incline Jam album.
Incline Jam album and touch on Ken, the musicians that were there.
At Fuji Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that one was done in 96. That's when the band met Wyclef Jean
95,
and the members of the Fuji band.
Right.
As a matter of fact, that album was done in the basement of the house at the bottom of 22 Clinton Street. That's in New Jersey. That's correct.
Right.
We got introduced to Wyclef and the refugee camp. But that's how they named themselves. Oh, shit, shut it down, make it.
Nice.
Boys, you see the tempting man just disappearing on us.
So it's a happy thing.
He gone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So on that album, we have people like
Ken Mooney,
Yeah. Maxime, Jerry, Dave Terry,
Dallas.
and it was just, the production, as you can hear, on Incline Jam, again, appealing to our fans, We always try to, we were not a band that just wanted to play bang and bang along and always wanted to play hardcore dancing music.
Right.
I think we always just try to create whatever we felt and put it out, and at the same time trying to please our fans, you know.
Right.
So, but definitely, if you listen to Incline Jam, you can hear it's I mean, a well put together album. We didn't have too many tracks on it,
Right.
but we had songs like Warrior, you know,
West Indian Party.
West Indian Party. We had instrumental,
Brass
like,
Express.
you know, Brass Express. And if I'm to say something about Brass Express, I think a few years later, BBC Radio was doing a program and they seek permission from us to use that song as their theme, you know.
Wow. Really?
That's how deep it went, you know. We had to send us like documents to sign so that we could release it.
Right.
Release it to them to use in their documentary and thing. You know what I mean? So, you know. But we just take it easy, you know what I mean?
Right. And go ahead, Kaza, sorry.
Sorry, no, I don't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say from album to album, Kofi. You say like pleasing the fans,
Yeah.
but going from an album like Kada Say to an album like Incline Jam, is like two sides of the coin, you know. Like when are you going to record, or are you going into a studio? Let's say you have deal, you know, you can't build your album. Your theme, does that start there, or is just based on what the material is at the time? That's gonna be the theme of the album. Because I mean, Kada Say to Incline Jam.
Yeah, but what it is about RSB, like I think I mentioned that in our first rap, that individuals in the band, we had the roots of the band, right? Mm-hmm. But we were going through like changes in terms of branches and stem and branches, you know what I mean? Right. So different influences came from different people at different times. And we not wanted to like leave out people or just stick to a particular type of pattern of music. I think it was only a natural thing that we just embrace the creative energies of everybody that was in the band at the time. So you find in on Incline Jam, for instance, you have Ken on keyboard, and that man is a programmer, a man that like that area.
Right.
So to push him aside to stick to where we were the year before doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So we have to move with the current energy that exists when you're doing the music.
Right.
So you know what I mean? And we are influenced as time goes in terms of our writing. What influences us to write? So as you write, as you create, it has to change. Otherwise, you become stagnant, and people will say, "Yeah, all their music sound the same way," that kind of thing. But no, so you know, that's how the albums move from that to, you know, the feel and the taste on certain albums change over the time, you know.
Yeah, no one.
And just to add to what you're saying to him, we didn't really just make a transformation from playing one music to totally playing something else. Right. On each and every album of RSB, you will find us look Karas. Mm-hmm. To the extent that, for example, Lionel Richie, All Night Long, we did that in Karas to show the diversity, the versatility of the band. Yeah. The Beatles, Imagine. And I mean, we were able to fuse those music here and make them so. I mean, I remember we played that on Breakfast TV up here. Right. And I mean, the host of Breakfast TV, they just couldn't understand. Like, imagine being played in a different style of music and so sweet. So it still kind of kept it consistent, showing that we always enjoy playing our roots, which is our Karas music. Right. Like, RSB, I can never recall RSB starting a dance without that Kadas session first. Right. That was always our first session. Yeah. Doesn't matter what jam it is.
You warm it up, you know? Warm it up.
Jam some Luke, Andre, and them fellas doing that too.
Yeah, man.
Some serious taboo combo too.
Yeah.
So
man.
Yeah. So RSB one of the first bands, should I say, in the Caribbean or Dominica that started doing that, like taking Lionel Richie and fusing it into like
No. We don't want to take credit. We don't want to take credit for doing that. What like we say, man. We move around the things that influenced us.
Right.
We saw the potential in utilizing that style of music, that side, taking something that is popular. I mean, at that time, pop music was it, So if you can take the people that relate to that music, to that genre, and shift them over in the year, that is like you're winning another different side of a different type of audience.
Right.
So
He back again.
Yeah, he back, but he look like he's stuck or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's the same thing we tell all you in Dominica. Tell them about all the good internet class.
Hey.
Kofi, we're not talking about that now.
I don't talk about me. I don't say internet. Give us good internet, please. Give us good internet. Do have us spot enough on an important thing like that.
You know the funny thing, like I don't want to go off script, but as you say that with the internet thing, I don't understand why Dominica is not leading the way with internet. Because I remember back in 99, 2000, they were running five wire in Dominica.
But long before that novel, before that underground thing, yeah.
I was part of the program with
Exactly.
So
You're right.
I don't get it.
In fact, novelist, to be correct, Dominica was the first country in the world to go fully fiber optic.
Right.
True.
So
in terms of telecoms.
Right.
Really?
No, Zabet can't be with us. No internet.
No,
No,
Let
Zabet.
me unmute Zabet.
Zabet back and all right, we're good.
What you say in the reverse?
Well, I don't know if it's reverse or backwards, but it's definitely in straight. In the forward for sure.
Oh, the belly is no good now.
So it doesn't happen,
So,
As long as you can hear them.
since we're on the Incline Jam, maybe we could cue something from the Incline Jam and come back and talk.
Yeah, man. Put up the Incline Jam.
Yeah, man. I have the perfect song from the Incline Jam.
Let's go with it.
We pause it for commercial break or what?
Yes, we
Yeah,
pause
but
the commercial. Make sure
Or they don't give us
internet-
enough information.
make sure internet moving forward and not backward. let's
That is short for Zambia. That's short for Maxime, man. Yeah, I hear that.
Commercial break.
All right.
This one calling back the Incline Jam. See them doing the Incline Jam. Go down slowly, come up fast. Stroking body, stroking fast. Hands on shoulder, riding breath. Get in motion, nothing to fear. Violin in a session, met up with this woman. He look from Miami, the woman walk up to me. She said she wanna rap man, to control the behind. The woman then in front me, exposing all the party. Robert, not nice, this not jam.
Wait a minute. So, just to go back to the story of this whole entire album, this was recorded in the same studio as some of the greatest hits we got from White Temptation.
Yeah, I mean, wow, you find that hard to believe?
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't find anything hard to believe. I'm just saying because I'm listening to it. I like to listen to the quality of music. And you telling me that I always found that this song was very well written, very well mixed and mastered.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
let me ask you a question. Am I hearing you saying why the DJs play it enough or what?
Well, again, no. If we have to get that down to that side of the music, Dominica, we will not finish tonight. So let's get back to the issue. Oh, but I also have something else. Can I play it, please? please,
Go ahead,
it's
go
a
ahead.
request because
Go
you
ahead.
guys spoke about it.
Go ahead.
Well, my friends, I must come. Raise the roof
And have some fun.
throw away the work to be done. Let your music play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself in wild romance. We're going to party, line, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. We're going to party, line, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. All night long, all night, all night, all night long, all night, all night, all night, all night, all night, all night.
Big tune.
Yeah.
Of course, that was the man Zabet.
Is it?
I was
Yes,
the
sir.
focus.
You back?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
That was the only focus. Nobody can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, man.
Say again?
That was the only focus on that song, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
See?
Hey, bro. I know we live, but my fans not live. Well, I don't get no link, man.
Oh, shoot.
What happened in there, now, man?
Boy,
I can't understand that,
I
man.
was saying nobody's listening us, you know.
I could deal with that. I could deal with it.
All right. So since
Boy, emote, man.
Yeah. Nobody I can do that.
So the we know it was recorded in the Fuji studio or studio where Fuji is recorded. Did they play any role on the album, like mixing, mastering, anything? No.
You mean on the Incline Jam album?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we worked with their engineer, Warren Riker. It was a white youth with long hair. And then also their bassman, Jerry Duplessis,
Right.
Yeah.
which happened to be a family member of Wyclef. What really go on is we got introduced to them by Iowa Fat Boy Lambert. He knew them, and then we were looking for a studio to record, and my cousin was the producer then of the album.
Right.
So he took us to the studio, and then they gave us a rate. So when we started, they realized that they were speaking Creole, and then one of these days we were out there in the yard outside of the studio, and then we were speaking Creole. So from the time the mother realized that we could speak Creole, she came to us and said that we are family then. So whenever she would cook for them, she would cook for us in the studio also.
Nice.
And I recall when they were going to do they were going to sign up, I think, down Manhattan.
Right.
They were going to play for some the Knicks down Manhattan. I think that's the first time I saw Patrick Ewing and this guy. So they decided to take us along with them at that gig, you know, the limousine and so we went along with them. We started feeling good with them. So they would come in the studio, listen to the music, and then Wyclef would take a guitar, and then we would play some compa riff, you know. So I realized that he plays a very good guitar also. And they would give us ideas while we go along on the album. And so Lauren would just come from upstairs, come down, an idea hit her, she would tell the engineer she want to record a line and then record back up in a room, right, and those kind of vibration. So we got a little help from them, so to speak, as to the way. If you notice, the album is mixed differently.
Right.
Because based on what we wanted to hear and with the experience of the engineer, we worked together on this album. And with Ken Bruni, Dave Terrell, myself, Frankie, and Robin.
Okay, nice. Right. I heard somebody told me you guys also had a chance to meet Tupac Shakur before he passed away.
I did not get that. You're sounding low though.
Oh no, I heard a story where you guys I guess ended up in the same studio with Tupac or something like that.
Yeah, that's when we worked on the Bang Time album.
Okay.
Not on the Bang Time album, the Big Time album.
Big time.
That was down Manhattan, I think between 10 and 11th Avenue, 11th Street on 5th Avenue, I think, down there. Close to on 47th Avenue, I think, close to Rocket Studio at the time. Yeah, I think we were in Studio B. Stevie and Clevie was in Studio A. And I think, what's his name? He died. Tupac was in C. As a matter of fact, when he got shot the first time outside of the studio, where we left there about 4 5 in the morning, and that happened about 7.
Oh wow!
About 7 o'clock. So about 2.5, 3 hours after we left that studio, that shooting took place outside of Unique Studio, on 37 between 10 and 11 Avenue, down Manhattan. So we recorded with the, and I think Baron was in Studio D.
Okay.
Doing some ballads. So we worked on the same spot, we interact with each other. Armstrong James worked with us on that album at that time. Gerard Julian was the engineer along with a guy that the studio producer as his assistant. Yeah.
Gerard is Dominican. Is that the rest from Dominica?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Haven't heard that name in years. Wow.
yeah.
It took me back, you know.
Lovey, I'm just reading a couple comments over here. See that I have free time because I'm actually in class right now. As a young man who grew up with these gentlemen as legends, I had the pleasure of working with one of them, thankfully. So Lumpy Dorian said, bless up to my RSB brethren. You guys killed it in Canada, Boston, and New York in the 1990s with Zouk, Calypso, Soca, and a couple of them hot booyah. So big up to that. To it. This says big up. What is the Marlon Archibald says RSB, the legend. So he's picking you guys up again.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
Yes, Lumpy, big up every time.
Rosalind Severin McLean says she's tuned in, she's locked on, she's enjoying, she's listening from New York. So big up, please.
Yeah,
her
her husband also once played with us, Willie McLean.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Nice.
So I hope your husband is watching, and good evening to him.
Yeah.
He's part of the roots, stems, and branches, you know, for sure.
Of course, good night to Glenda. She in front. She was her master key and walking side.
Yes,
as usual.
Glenda is always got locked in with us. Good evening, Glenda. A lot of those names you guys call, I'm familiar with, like Terrell. I've worked with Terrell. I know how it is to work with Terrell. You know, Bruni as well. I've not really worked with him, but I've had to interview him a few times. So big up Bruni as well. I know he'll tell me how come I didn't invite him to the show, but
nowadays I got a good experience with him in New York by my sister at the party. You remember that?
who Keno?
Yeah, he was at the party.
Keno was on the party?
Yes,
It was near before here that same year.
Oh wow.
I think it was the same year, man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Well, my introduction to him was after that. Right? So if he was there, and I probably came across him and then.
And just one thing as well that I must mention as well, yeah. I mean,
yes,
that man was part of the roots too, you know.
Yeah, almost definitely.
And my little brother Tad, man, you know.
Well, we forgetting Tad again.
We talk about the music a lot, but that man was our tester, you know. It's like, you know, if that man will come and open his mouth and tell us, boy, although you're not doing no business, you know. Originally, you would always come in and tell us, but the keyboard part, man. Play the thing with attack, man. Play the thing with attack.
Yeah.
That can always
see Black Pepper always like that from youth, you know.
Yeah, not today. So
that's when a man like that.
and
Well, I'll just give you a joke about him. It's not pretending. Taddy will come, boy. You people, they man have a car show, boy. Well, let me go and clean the car, boy.
Yeah.
and take that to that, and we win every time.
God.
You all got to pick up on you and Derek Peters. So, gentlemen, Mr.
Yes.
Peter says, big up to the RSB Nation.
Big up Ra one time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yes, Ra, the man himself, boy. Ra, I'm trying to remember a favorite quote of your own. I'll call you after.
I wonder what it's like to be in a room with Jopi and Ra.
Boy, let me tell you about that, man.
Papi, sure thing, man.
We went to St. Croix. It was St. Croix, see?
Yeah, St. Croix.
Ra was immersed, right? We traveled together, man. And let me tell you, man, joke never done on the plane, almost the airport. I remember Ra telling him, "Well, you think he's an astronaut?" Ra said he must think he's an astronaut. If I had a white suit, you know, some kind of a overall thing, and the way he passed in there, you would say, he was going to clean the plane, but the way he passed
Ra is my partner. I don't mind. Ra wouldn't mind if I say that, man. The other one time, Ra and I was talking seriously about the music and the way it's going on. Boy, Ra, tell me, Jopi, let me tell you something. You see all the man there you're talking about? I know the man is your partner. But all of them got from the same cloth, you know. Some man make plans. He didn't have enough cloth. So he didn't have enough. So man can't so long.
Yeah, man.
No, but seriously, I mean, he had his way of bringing out certain things.
Right.
He bring out certain humor. But I mean, you have to respect him, eh? I mean,
And
he's a
that's-
legend.
that's the
He
point
did
you
a lot
love
for
to
the
see,
industry. That we cannot deny.
That's the
I mean,
point
it
you
was
love to
fortunate
see.
whatever the situation existed between he and his man, but I mean, he did a lot
Most
for the
definitely.
industry.
Wicked contribution. Wicked. I mean,
Yeah, man. Just want to bring him up one time on that.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Enough respect around the WCK, Serenade, all the band. But Ra, yeah, man. You are Ra the touch.
East Bex, rough and ready.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
my boy.
even influenced a lot of people after him for sure. Ra is somebody you can't keep a straight face with. I've been like every time I come across Ra, I end up in tears or I'm laughing, like tears of joy anyway. Right?
Yeah, man.
So,
No time to stress, man.
Yeah.
You have to loosen the face, man.
yeah, we need some of that energy now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of our musicians, I don't know.
Look, he just said, good to be happy among brethren.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good look, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you something. Even when we're giving you a fire, you can't keep a straight face, you know. Zabet guys want to get plenty fire too.
So you're
No,
recording
well,
those
I'll tell
two.
you straight in front of Zabet. What Zabet was famous in RSB for, very good in RSB for, part of playing the music, the instrument. Zabet like the fireman, fast, you know, boy.
Nah, well, when it's all about fireman, it's about man have to do the correct
A
thing, you
man
know.
can enhance the music and a man fuck the fool. Let's say the keyboard is. When you come and practice, you see another man stand up by your keyboard, you know. And all of a sudden you hear, yo, let me show you, let that man, let me try out that.
No, well, the truth is the band was a band of rules, and you know,
Right.
so we went by that. You know, you can't, one man can't stop reggae. You know, one man can't stop this thing from running. You know, when you have man that not into it, you know, and you want to move, you do what it takes, man, because you want to move.
True.
No did it dance. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
I totally agree. When work has to be done, work has to be done. Fun could be
Yeah, the band was serious, man.
right.
No, really.
I
Sorry for putting you off, Maximus. Sorry, I apologize.
no, I'm not getting novelty. You know, he's kind of low.
You know you hear me at all?
No,
I'm not getting.
I the problem to know with this. I think you have to stay angle. You know, when you ask the question, you have to angle.
that.
We can hear you.
Okay, so hopefully.
But so Nurse Jim says hi to Coffee, Jopi, and Maxo.
Belated happy birthday, nurse.
Much love.
Respect.
You want to mention Tad and she was there and you see she pop up. Love it.
Yes, sir.
Nowadays, I have a question. We did a vital part about music there. And right now, we have three of some. Honestly, this band RSB is one of the most. Well, how do I say that from a young man perspective? Because I'm younger than most in this room right now. RSB was one of the most versatile bands that I knew out of Dominica. So the question is, what would it take for there to be an RSB reunion?
No,
I know that's
please.
where you're going,
It
you
can
know.
happen anytime.
Okay, so Dorian, Lumpy Dorian, when is it?
But, as far as I know, like
Lumpy,
the major instruments in the band, that is the people that play the music, they are still very active in music from what I know.
Right.
Now the core members of the band really, Kofi Z and I. So we will never refuse to make something like that happen. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you the truth about
But the COVID.
me not really participating in Caribana the way I used to. Because too often when I come to those jams, my enjoyment time is being spent on people bombarding me. Two people, one only doing RSB again, one only doing RSB again. So but it will happen, man. We have life, we have strength.
Right.
The avenue of it is there. And I believe I'll be quite honest with you. That is one of the last projects I want to like working on before I actually say I'm done with that promotion thing.
Right.
Yeah, man. We could do it.
Yeah, it would be
So
definitely
what
nice
we're
to do a
hearing,
album.
what we're hearing is the fire's not totally dead. It just
No, man.
branch out
No, man.
in different regions.
No, man. And to be honest, we like a family, man. We always connect with each other. Like I said, just last night I was on the phone with Teddy, and whenever we on the phone, it's for hours, man. Just on Friday, Jerry and I was together. Keith and myself, we stay connected. Kofi, myself, Joopy, the drumming. You know, all of us stay connected, man. So it's just a matter of anytime we want that to happen, it can happen because we all still stick to what we know we wanted to do, music. I mean, we do otherwise because we have to survive.
Right.
That's still, for example, Dominica is because we don't have a population. So
Well,
I have to do otherwise, you know?
can,
We might surprise the fans and bring in like the fruits of the band there. We'll bring in like maybe Delhi, Little Man, Junior that playing for Swing Stars.
Right.
Well, they came in after, but even like Alvin Boone is not going
We can't bring the guys.
so we have so many different segments. As we said last time, is the institution,
Right.
musicians all over the place. So we'll get everybody to play at different times.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, at least to start with a song, you know, with technology now, you know, at least a song would be nice, you know, send that
Oh,
to
yeah,
Kofi,
yeah,
Kofi
well,
play a
actually,
part, send
yeah.
that to Maxime, drop a vocal, send that back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Well, nevertheless, that's where you're coming in. You know, look what you're doing right
Me-
now.
hey,
I mean,
I
what were you
listen,
actually too-
big in that thing like that? But look now, you're connecting the world and getting them to realize what the history of a band that maybe some of them just heard about.
right,
You follow what I mean?
right,
And another thing too, as a matter of fact, just sometime it was in 2014 or 2016, I went down check Teddy because whenever I get to the States, I normally go down check Teddy at Clearwater and then we recorded on some songs at this place already. Kofi told me also send some music to you, but he had to change the key of level 5.
A remix of level 5.
Yeah, so I mean,
We're getting this live. Is this what RSB? Can you all repeat that for the people outside there who didn't catch that the first time? Because I know my right earpiece working correctly.
But before that thing on the only one
And I
thing,
believe if we have to do it now, it's going to be better because, like I said, the older the grapes, the sweeter the wine. It's like all of us. It's not like we just.
Is that a lyric in a song? You're teasing us there, you know, Max.
But
Max,
no,
are you
I'll be
real
honest with you, you just touched on something there that is, you know, it's just food for thought that everybody don't have to be together anymore.
no,
It's about technology. But while we're on that, as former mayor of Canefield, the chairman of the village council in Canefield, Zabed, you have to do better than that on the internet. So maybe you need to take that away. You need to communication or whatever, and let them know it affecting you both ways.
You can get
Council and now in your musical field, you know? So you have to write letters and get us send us.
Write the letter to your pal, Reb Zabet, your partner.
Your partner.
I'm not getting you all too clear, you know.
Huh?
I'm not getting you all too clear.
All of a sudden.
No, I heard the last thing I heard was the last thing I heard from Kofi was get to your pal rep, you know. So I want to hear what what was leading up to that, you know.
So you don't jump
You need to work on the internet for that thing to be viable. Because the internet, for you to be able to send files and downloading, your internet have to be good. So I'm saying that as a former chairman, man, you're in charge of mass campaign and lead everything. So take it to your rep. He's also the Minister of Communication and what is that? Security.
Boy, that's for another subject. All you want to do is again mass camp, man. Again mass camp, man. You know it is already. But all you man know what going on already. You know, man. It's like
We had a discussion about this kind of controversy you try to bring up.
Okay. No, I just mean
you know that's another discussion, you know.
we need good internet.
Yes,
Okay,
and make it worse Kofi on that forum too, so you know it is already. Kofi that'll burn the fire them time.
So Kaza, just so you make sure you heard correctly, because I heard too, because they're next to your speakers. For what I understand, Zabet said he went up by Teddy, they recorded thing, they said it for Kofi.
I heard correctly.
But it was in the wrong key, so that they fixed the key.
There is a lot of people.
Like have something coming there.
There's a lot of people listening that's probably gonna rewatch this.
Man. We always do work, you know. We always there's always room for work because whenever we get together, that's the first thing we do. Teddy get down here. The last time Kofi was down here, it was the same thing.
You don't pressure his boy.
Pressure his boy.
Yeah.
No pressure. Thank you. No pressure. This is Dissect. We dissected.
We dissected
No pressure.
right there.
Dissected.
We need to get Ra back here to dissect him properly again.
Yeah.
But studio wise, how many albums have RSB recorded studio wise, like complete album?
Why you doing see?
Everything else is right.
Look, this man, serious thing. Look, the man's prisoner.
It look like Zabet.
What is it? You guys are like 8 or 10, if I'm correct.
We're like about 10 if you just to check it properly. Because remember when I spoke to you, when we spoke the last different time, we mentioned about Break Loose,
Right.
Yeah.
and other that we didn't really put them back, but we had them on just tape, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, man, I can't even get to find anybody with that Break Loose music.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, we did. We can do a fast count, Level Vibes, Break Loose, Level Vibes,
Watch out.
Alive. Prince Alive.
Alive.
Yeah, we did the tribute to Extra Deadly.
Yeah.
Kadase.
Watcher. Yeah, Kadase, Big Time, Bang Time.
6.
I'm missing some.
Incline Jam.
Incline Jam.
And the last one, where we did that, we did that cover track, Imagine All Your People.
Tighter than ever.
Tighter than ever. That's it, yeah.
DJ Kaza is requesting a copy of Tighter Than Ever on the live right now because I've been searching for that for the past
Kofi should have
15
all
years
the
in my
master
life.
tape.
Well, on that one, Kofi had to go to because I do not have it in my current arsenal.
Yeah.
So we waiting on why we waiting on DJ Kofi?
No, Kofi actually can play that. I don't think.
Oh no! You're trying to no man. Bro, no, I
The
can't.
Kofi, play. I was just saying that the
That's
man does
too
request
much,
to
that's
play
too
it.
much of a tie-up right now. The man is not ready for that. Anyway.
True.
So, well, we counted 8 albums, 10 albums. 10
Yeah,
recorded albums.
in that region.
What's that?
We did we did something after RSB moved to foreign, and when you know some guys went back home.
Okay.
And Dave and I did, but we at that time when we moved, because of the transition, we call it RSB Images. But
Okay.
you can still hear the RSB element from, you know,
Okay.
because still had the Hurricane was the first, Jazz, you know, Maximilian Linden had gone back down. Yeah, Dave was still there. So that I mean that can also come as an album, but you know, it's just a different crew, but basically.
Not the original core, but
Yeah.
once again, the
I don't
branches
think it is,
from
but
the
you can
foundation.
you can hear the influence of even in the Zouk video on it, you know.
But why is it so hard for us to find RSB music though?
Yeah, I'm feeling after these interviews, well, you're gonna be in high demand.
Yeah.
So hire DJ and I request it.
I have decided to undertake you know, put forward a greater effort to at least put them on YouTube, just
Yes.
in an audio format, just so that, because a lot of them, you're not on YouTube, and a lot, you don't know, everybody listening to stuff on the YouTube,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Or,
after the first exercise, you might have seen I put up a few, you know, because even for me, my music, you know.
I gotta be honest. And not because I just a man that love history, I gotta be honest, but that is part of my history. And I think a lot of Dominicans or people that this music has touched in the Caribbean watching tonight can admit that, you know, you don't just buy vinyl, that is your archives. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of that we don't really have for our Dominican music or Bouillon era, like it really wasn't preserved. I don't know correctly, properly. Call it what you want,
That's
but
true. I mean,
that music is my history. You know what I mean? Like we should have access to them things.
I've spoken about that. I've spoken about that on, you know, even on Facebook in a couple of my lives, where the documentation of our history, like physically,
Right.
it's kind of almost non-existent.
Yeah, it's
you
like-
see guys putting out little photos or clips of certain things that went on in Dominica. Some people have a wealth of knowledge that, you know, as to this thing, but as a student of history, if you were to leave and say, well, let me go down and do a little research on RSB, and let me go to the, you know, there and see what I can come up with, or who can give me something, what is documented that I can read.
Yeah, and it's not just you all. It's like the
I mean,
Exile Ones, the Bells
Big and
Combo.
Cool, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And
not
True that, Kofi, true that.
yeah. It's not just RSB, and
No,
you know,
it's a problem with us with our recordings at home, you know, just
Right.
keeping track of that.
I could target one of the issues, but anytime you say I open my mouth, people come at me. But I'm still gonna open my mouth. Anyway.
We dissect it. We dissect it.
I would
We're
definitely
dissecting,
say
speaking,
I
yeah.
would definitely say one of the problems that this is no disrespect to WCK band, but our history does not start with WCK band. And we can go on internet and find Balance Batty. We could find all WCK music. The only band of old that I see lately, you could get the videos because they kind of redo their thing, is Midnight Groovers, and I respect them for doing that as well, right?
Well,
But hold on, one of the issues I think we have is the people that have the music. Those songs, those RSB songs are out there. There's DJs who have them, right? But the problem with us is that, oh, I have that, and me alone that have that, and nobody else not supposed to have that.
Should have that, yeah, man.
I can agree with
that is
that.
a problem.
that's a
True
bad.
I agree with that.
Grabbing a bucket
Right,
mentality.
that
kind
is
of
a
thing,
problem because what happened to you when you have that and that history get lost with you?
True.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can sit down and talk with my friends about 1985 when we was drinking our Fanta and RSB pass and Jam Band pass and whatever, but that is just a memory.
Yeah.
I cannot play it and feel that goosebump again. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
So, for example, novelist, I said, I totally agree with you. No disrespect
Right.
to anybody. I mean, only you that will know that. For example, on the road in Dominica, we came from Portsmouth, was setting up by the new market. Jamban was in Dominica. They came over to see how we were being set up because by that time, it's a fact. We are the most power on the road.
Right.
When they came down by us, the fans, and we turned the truck, Daddy Friday tell the truck driver to drive, you messing it up, you know. 'Cause that was power like joke. But again, you all know those things. But for me, it means a lot that the resistance we put on the road versus like a foreign. It's not like, I mean, we know Daddy Friday jump them good like that, but we represent the day that way, you know.
Yes, definitely.
So I mean, we don't have documentation of those things. It's just lost. It's just somewhere, and that's it.
And I guess these are the platforms for shows like where Dissect and these things come up. Because a lot of us, you'd feel like these things are just like 30 years ago. Like that's really just yesterday.
Yeah.
Your man just turned 40 the other day. You know what I mean? That is just yesterday. So these things are holistically really connected. So it's worth to be even having this dialect is very important for sure.
Yeah, man.
And correct me if I'm wrong, RSB, because you also said something about the most power. Were you guys the first band to introduce curving figures in Dominica?
No.
No, we had high-end speakers like AFCs.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
and
because
like
we're different.
we do PB Tops, JBL.
Right.
So we always had. I mean, I'll tell you straight up, 8 of the ASTs is equivalent to about 16 Vulgars.
Yeah, man,
It
because they
wasn't
were
about
like,
quantity first, it was quality. Those are the first speakers.
straight thousands, you know, straight thousands. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I mean, I remember I think one of the bands in Dominica tried to put in one Celestine bass speaker in a show in Vegas and it split it, you know.
Oh wow.
I know who do that.
Huh?
I know who do that.
You know
I
that
know where it
band?
happened. I don't even want to talk about that. I remember that. Yeah.
But that when we got the speakers, man, it was a journey. Because I remember I went up to pick them up, and I was sitting on a flight in Puerto Rico from New York, and they were moving. They said the plane has too much load, and I'm sitting by a window, right, boy. And the guy taking out the speaker, and I checked it, boy, tomorrow's Carnival City opening. You know. I run outside at the Mr. Yo, yeah. So the guy tell me go back inside. The guy tell me go back inside. So I stand up on the top of the step, man. I tell him, please. So one of the other, a kind of dark skin guy working there too, you know, taking anything from out of the plane.
All right.
He tell the guy, put that back, man, because it's play. Like he checked all the others similar, so to take out them too. I tell him, bro, so we take this 3 grams first off, man. And so they can put that back and he take out somebody else's thing. But all on the plane, I just thinking about. But you can imagine put that somebody there and telling them, man, what to go for. I live just to go for that because we had a problem to order it and get it on time.
Right.
So yeah. And to tell man when you come back home,
Okay, I get that.
the speaker don't reach.
Boy,
The speaker still behind. You know what I mean? Boy, but I never forget that.
What?
Back then, a lot of things didn't need to reach in the air, you know.
Boy.
You're rich and you're
Yeah, it was a hard time.
Yeah.
Back then, if you was on Lead, there's a Lead, really was Lead Island anytime.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it was a good experience.
Sorry. So we're gonna say back to the albums. You guys recorded Incline Jam and Big Time in overseas, I should say.
Well,
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can put it that way.
yeah. Big Time and Incline Jam was done. New York.
Then we came to Bang Time.
Right. And then
And Bang Time was done in Dominica.
Bang Time was done at Gerald's studio on Bath Road.
Yeah, Gerald's, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What was it called, Maxine? I can't quite remember the name, but they were Gerald.
What was the name of his studio then?
Good question.
Yeah, so
I can't remember.
I can't remember the
I
name.
feel bad. But,
Oh my goodness, yeah, I should know that too. I forgot.
I can remember the name.
I don't have my album close to me.
Hey, yeah. I think it was Digital Song Studio.
Digital Song. I know it's Digital Song.
Yeah, Digital Song
Or
Studio.
Music Factory. No, Music Factory was thing.
Music. Which is somebody saying Music Factory?
Music Factory. Okay.
So what was Digital Song then?
I don't know.
As if it's digital. But anyway, that is
Alright.
for debate.
Well, I can't recall.
Oh, okay. Digital Song Studio was the guy that mastered the big time album.
I think the person is right. Music Factory.
Okay.
Yeah. Digital Song Studio was the guy that mastered the big time album in New York. Yeah.
In New York. Okay.
Alright. The year I want to say Incline Jam. Yes, the year Incline Jam dropped 97, right? Or when
96.
96. That's when you guys. That's the opening in That's the opening Carnival City when you guys showed up between I want to say CK and Effects Band.
No, that was 97. Yeah, you're right.
96, no?
Yeah, 96. Yeah.
96, yeah.
Was it? My brain play again.
Yeah,
97 was bang time.
Yeah, you're right,
so
because
97,
the influence of playing at the band Splash that
Right.
led to like To Hell with the DJ and so on.
Right. So that was 90. That had to be 97, 98.
97 was bank time.
Right.
Because I wasn't in
Right.
Dominica till.
But
I
don't
wasn't in
remember
Dominica till
what
96.
is when the man this Effects Band, the opening when we did the band Splash.
Right.
Because we felt that it was a great injustice.
But
The Effects performance, Effects was tight.
That.
But
As
when
soon
was
as
the
the
band
club
splash?
came in,
The splash was in 96.
yeah, as soon as Effects came in,
No,
they took up Effects. So it's like basically Effects play for empty park,
Right.
Yeah.
and the man was tight.
Yeah.
So we kind of figured at the time, and as a matter of fact, if I recall clearly, the lyrics supposed to be like, this Effects Band drive them in a rage.
Yeah.
But then we didn't want to get too like specific in that,
Right.
so we left that out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And also DJ have a double meaning to it.
To hell with the DJ.
So anybody that's coming like DJ in Dominica also is a DJ. That's what it does. Is it true?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I mean, you have fans and you have people all over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact in certain studios in Dominica, they were told to not push RSB music.
Oh wow.
Are we
It was
specifically
like,
talking about the bang time
and we
album?
don't deny it. How
No,
many times you
that's
are,
not general.
I mean, the music sounded good.
Right.
We played a lot of different places, but as far as airplay is concerned, we were not given that like others.
Yeah.
So that is a fact, that's the truth. I mean, I know we can't agree on that.
I mean, if you check out, if you listen to Bank Time, I mean, you can see it's a straight up protest album. You know, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was like we just, what else do we have to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. To help the DJs will tell you, funk up the rhythm,
Right.
funk up the rhythm, which is a song I wrote, but Maxim is saying when I had the meditation for that, it was just like, yo, what really going on there?
Right.
But the word wasn't like Jopi say, we play with the word in itself. My thing was never to say funk up. I
Right.
just said funk up because, but
Right.
you know the word that go in there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that is what I want to say.
You know.
And mess up the rhythm.
Right.
You know?
That,
And then if I was going for a certain phase two as far as playing in foreign and whatnot, and managing the affairs of the band. So pirate, a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but
My God.
last time, as I said, and I'll say it again, I'll reiterate that, I had nothing to do with writing, a word to do with pirate writing. I get a lot of blows for that because it was said, it's Joby that wrote that song. I had absolutely nothing to do with that song.
Well,
Yeah, likewise myself, Frankie wrote this song.
Yeah.
Are you
I
all
can fault
sure?
the man for that. The man saw it from his perspective,
Yeah.
and he wrote that. And I mean, that's lyrics.
well, a lot of
Yeah.
us, a lot of us enjoy that song, and I'll be one that would say
It's a
it's
nice
probably,
song.
It's
it's probably,
a nice song. I mean,
yeah,
what's not to
it's
like?
probably a lot of people's favorite song of that album, including.
I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I do agree that controversy makes songs like popular because that song became popular because of, I mean, the individual, the manager at the time making a big deal out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the song came out and I had two customs partners, Ras and Pasco, telling me, boy, you people, that man checking, boy, you're right, that song and so on and so on. So they run out to listen to the song.
Mm.
So they play it over and over. And when you know how to play a song over and over,
Oh yes,
you get to like
yeah,
it, become part of you.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, but the lyrics in that song, very, and it's still, and imagine the lyrics of that song still very applicable to this minute, to this.
he's a very intelligent guy, very relevant in them times still.
Yeah.
Boy,
I
Well, that
think
album,
Hold
I
on,
think,
Jack.
I think all my
Well,
favorite. I think all my favorite music from RSB. Well, not all, but most of my favorite songs from RSB are the controversial ones. You know.
You sounded like we have plenty controversial ones, man.
No, you have a few. I didn't say you have a lot. And if you have a lot that I haven't heard, I would kindly like to hear them because
That's it. But you happening to me then I blank, man.
you,
you respect come up. The boy respect come up, listen. From not being a street, so you go black, yeah.
Oh, they tried to cut me off now. What happened in there?
yeah.
No, but you wrong. You answer from behind the camera, so the camera check you well. Go black.
No, I had a charger and it wasn't charging, so I just saw my battery low, you know.
Alright.
Yeah, but you know, I like, man.
Yeah, you're talking about bang time, you know. Yeah, a lot of passion. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're singing
Everybody
about the
has
times
something to
in
express.
Dominica at that time.
Everybody has something to
Especially.
express.
Nice.
And I think the fans of RSB probably felt that after, maybe not at the moment, well, for some, and I think a lot of people felt it after because it's like, you know, you sit and you wonder, boy, where that band going, where this band going, where that band going, and then you start comparing and you start telling the stories, and then you're checking, boy, RSB, boy, them man didn't respect RSB enough, you know. Them man didn't respect Serenade enough, you know. Like, we do have these conversations.
Yes,
Right?
it comes
We
up all
do
the time.
have this
Yeah,
conversation.
well, as you say that is so true. That's why, if you notice, the Bantam album was really like a crossover because that's when we did something like Bouillon.
Oh, yeah, right.
But a protest album also because at the time, man, is like to get airplay, man. You produce the best music, man, and these DJs would just fight down the band and not play our music, you know. So we had to go that way, you know. And
That's
what I would also say that's why at that point of the band life or that stage of the band, we decided when we get back to Dominica is just work out, do carnival, work out, no jams, just practice. Our next jams is outside there, man, from Toronto go back down. That's why I can say that the biggest fans of RSB came from outside there, you know.
Right.
From Canada go back down to Miami, to Houston, you know, that's where our fans came. That's where we were mostly appreciated, and that's
But
for doing good music. Because our aim was always the most important thing to us as a band is to produce good music.
Right.
And once you produce good music, the rest will fall in line. That was our aim always, to produce good music.
But you see, the thing is, I don't know what they say. A lot of the DJs are not really DJs. They don't understand the industry they are in. You may be biased towards one band, and that's fine. Everybody have their fans, and that's cool. But what they never understood is we have a very small population. For us to make noise, we have to clap loud. Let's say, for example, you may be a great fan of WCK or Serenade. You go out there, you get two other persons from foreign to a jam. They might not necessarily like WCK style. They might prefer Serenade or RSB.
Right.
But guess what is more important in there? The Dominica music is being appreciated and being loved. So that is why now in all that preliminary, When you hear people talking about we need to get together and so on and so on, you don't break up what had fragmented already and now try to make it look like it was a whole and trying to put it back together. You have pieces you can find.
Right.
And on the left, musicians come on the radio station and they talk about what affected the music and know where they came from. We ain't going nowhere in that industry. You still have man fighting on the same. You still have man also based on their perception when they play music or what they feel in, not to feel that way. I heard Ra express sentiments. There may be people that don't agree with him. Respect the man's opinion. You listen to Cornell. You may not like to hear Cornell say he's a founder member or whatnot. Appreciate everybody's opinion because the way I recall it, certain history. That's not the same way it's been documented or Kofi. So as a people, we need to get back together and do everything the right way. And as the only way that music can go outside. You think God wants to be playing in section outside of Dominica all the time? Understand why Exile 1 is Exile 1. It was found outside of Dominica, exile. You have not been appreciated in your place. What you want them to do? Why you want to stadium do? And the music, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to, get astray from that. I went to St. Kitts. I stayed there for like, 6 months on a course. St. Kitts have around 32,000 people.
Right.
If small access playing in Newtown, all fans from wherever, and they might have easily 1,000 persons in their jam.
Right.
Dominica will guide and rule. Let the fans them talk about the music, like RSB used to be a WCK jam, Serenade jam. I got some musicians that would not want to RSB jam or other jams. Why? Follow what I mean?
And you Joplin, you bring up a good point. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, CEO.
That's good.
You speak about unity and working together on bang time. We're not really skipping over big time. You guys worked with one of my favorite producers from Dominica, Morris and Eric.
Yeah.
So,
that's the kind of formula that Joe P was just talking about there, like that coming together and pushing
let
together.
me just tell you the amount of togetherness. Well, from RSB side, we played a carnival with WCK at Cicero. There wasn't enough power. Again, Zabet, you have to bring that up. We need proper facilities for the music to move on its way. Yeah. So, Minister of Communication, one time is behind that. The musician need proper resources to drive that energy out there.
They have that.
So,
I will respond to that.
So, a couple of the drum machines were not coming out. So, when WCK was playing, he played guitar for them. When RSB was playing, Smokey played keyboards for RSB. I remember I came to Canada once because RSB had to do a pre-Caribbean, it was not pre-Caribbean jam, but it was their first time at the police all up here. But that's when Ashton passed away. RSB diverted on to the jam for WCK in St. Thomas. So they have always been unity. So I'm not talking about things that it's easier, to talk about things, as opposed to action.
Right.
That's things we demonstrated. As I said,
You want to call
you would have find
Kian for please.
Serenade, Carlton, and Joe PRSB liming together. So I don't know what all that thing is all about now. Anyway, sorry for letting us go passionate. But the thing is
we need that because at the end of the day, we are trying to document facts. We're trying to document the emotions. We're trying to document everything, the history. You know what I mean? So we don't want to leave anything out.
True.
Right?
So just to answer your thing about getting more power for systems, right now I can effectively say, being somebody who is part of the recent string of sound systems in Dominica, most sound systems now own generators. So most jams are operated on generators.
Very good. Very good.
And not on Domlec power. So we
The
not
next
leaving
thing
that
that
down
work
there.
on the internet.
We also have well, that is a subject for Digicel and Flow to argue with themselves about. That's not my part.
No, not only them. It come out of the pressure on them. They
No,
have to
but
be minister.
you made a point about DJs not playing good music. And even today, after how many years of being in the music industry myself, and nobody's can I mean I've been only out here for about 3 years now. And it is this. The DJs back home only play what they view is hot.
True.
And
They
some
don't,
of
they don't
what
make you
they
hot.
view as hot
They don't make
is
you
the
hot.
most toilet bowl thing I ever heard in my life. I will
Sorry,
use
what?
that term. I don't use the real term I want to use. So I'll use toilet bowl. You understand what I'm saying? And that is that there are a lot of good artists and good musicians in Dominica that are being frustrated because DJs don't understand. The only way for a song to get popular is you make it popular. It's you that is the driving force.
You know what you're
But
saying there.
Michael,
Then
I'll tell you
yeah,
other things. I'll tell you
Michael,
the common, the things I normally hear, which is the most nonsense I've ever heard in my life. Joby is different times. Of course, it is different times. You don't have to tell me that. I know it's different times. That's not what people want to hear again. My brother, I don't think of anybody that I've said to band A, play that kind of music for me.
Right.
B saying play that kind of music for me, and they won't play. If I'm a youth and I growing up, I want entertainment. So what you feed me with in the entertainment field, I have no choice than to gravitate towards it.
Right.
Imagine you go to a club in a foreign country. All you hear in all night is or whatever the music is. You're driving home, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, no, remember I hear that, man, I hear that in the club.
Right.
So you make the music grow on the fans.
Most definitely.
And then you're saying that's what they want to hear. No, the same set of people that gave you that argument that that's what people want to hear at different times, a lot of them bring back real old-time music and trying to play that vibe over it. I remember trying to promote some of the bands back home up here. And you know what a guy watching me said to me, joking, how are you going to promote a band like that? Let's say, for example, if I put a band like that on symphony, I have to get about 15 drummers to play the drum patterns. So we have to be conscious of the way we create the music.
Right.
It's not like chanting down any beat or anything like that.
Right.
We can use the influence of those beats to enhance our music. Don't make them make the music for us. Because you have to think big
That's a
enough.
really good point.
Zabet was
yeah,
about
because yeah, it's like the music losing all its dynamics. You know, the music sound too mechanical, so to speak. You know.
Right. It's all digital now.
And Michael, you said something earlier on. I think the efforts, I don't know, with these DJs, it's kind of calculative, kind of organized wickedness against the certain artists and stuff. Because I remember, you know what, fresh from London with the big time album, I went on to an interview on DBS. When the DJ played the music, he said, "You already create that for Dominica." So I asked in the morning what he meant by that. He said, "What, boy, that would do better outside there." I just basically said to him, "Well, it means we're ready for standards," and I walked out of the interview, you know, because I know, well,
Wow.
I couldn't get anywhere with that interview, because if you're saying it is better for out there, not down here, where, you understand, I know you're not going to push our stuff. And to my mind, I think the Big Time album was a good album to push. So what I see was happening at the time is like, you just was not hearing any cadres. I mean, if we have different beats, you push everything. You welcome the Puyo in with the cadres, because you know the RSB came from, like, so to speak, at the end era of the cadres. So that's what we knew as a music. When WCK came, they incorporated the Puyo beat, which we welcome, and we have to also welcome. But you don't throw away the old, stop playing the old, and just started playing the new. You have to play all what we got, all our music. And I think that's why right now there is really a problem. Well, not a problem, so to speak. It's kind of hard because Wadik's trying his best, or still trying his best with the the Kadas genre or the Creole genre where our music is concerned. But if at the time we were just pushing everything to move together, and that would have been a better way to go about our music. We always stifle one, and right now we're back trying to push the Kadas and so, but we're supposed to push everything, not just the Kadas. The Kadas, the Puyo, all the beats we got, we should push it. And encourage the Mazouk, the Quadrille, the Jingping, the Bele into our musical patterns, you know.
You see what I can say to that is that we tend to ignore the saying that the variety is the spice of life. You know what I mean? And the more variety you have, the better it is. And even in our agriculture, when we are planting one crop, when we should have diversified long time. Right. When we saw the need for diversification, it was already too late. So even in our music, you cannot push. I mean, I'm not saying you cannot push, but you're supposed to just find a balance and let everybody from the different, based on their whatever genre they decide to produce on, but give them the opportunity to
most definitely
to be heard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, where I think we are right now, and this is a generational thing, but I'll stick on Dominica, is that we as Dominicans, and this is beyond just music, we tend to follow the leader a lot.
Well,
right? And what I mean by that is, take for instance, like when Ra came out with the phrase, okay. Everybody figured for them to sing Booyah, they have to say, okay. Right? Same with the DJs. The DJs, you know, Big Ben come and Big Ben play Triple K live on the air, and we figure that's the new thing, so everybody play live music on air. Nobody's trying to be creative. Nobody's trying to take this Sparrow, right, and put it on a Bob Marley. Nobody's trying that, right? And that's just the DJ side of things. Now, when you come to the producing side of things, like I say, there was producers and now there are programmers, right? Now, when you talk about producers, and just to mention a few, I cannot mention every producer, so just to mention a few, you talk about the Eric Badwells, you talk about, help me, Kaz. Maurice Styles. I will even put Killer, Liquor Man, those guys there, right? Those guys actually produce music where you hear strings, you hear instruments. But then you have
Kofi from RSB too, we have to put him in too.
But now you have the programmers of music, which is put an iron there, put a tingle bell there, put a drum there, put a ding there. And then when you listen to the music on the outside of Dominica, on international waters, compared to everything else you're hearing too much. If you know what I mean. You listen to soca and it's like, it's almost simple. Even if you go to Kadas, the music, simple.
No, let me add to what you're saying there. I listened to soca lately, and those same dynamics Maxime brought up is what's being stripped out of what's past and is being laid to sound simple. But if you pay attention, you hear in Kassav over the beat you sing.
Of course.
You bring up a good point here. Listen to former Lily. Dada did that for Marshall.
Right.
Hear the use of the drum on this so you can enhance the music without all those and it's effective and the big tune. But it's powerful. You follow what I mean?
Let us just say it like it is without tripping you all. You all said you all listen to soca these days. Straight up, man, what you that playing is Bouillon. That's not soca. Yeah. That's our beat, that's our music.
Okay, but Maxime, a good thing you bring that up. I don't even blame them for that.
No. I'm not saying I'm blaming them, but that is the Bouillon beat. I mean,
that is the Bouillon beat. But you know, they see something like I listened to that producer from St. Lucia, and a lot of his music I hear it have Kadas influence. It has a CK influence.
What's new? What's new?
Yeah,
it's been happening from exile.
Right, but Kofi, this is what I'm saying. This is people from a different island actually using the stuff that we grew up on
Sure.
and preserve it and putting it out there to the universe, while
Sure.
we, on the other
Lots of
hand,
people say
just
this.
look at it as crap.
So,
Lots of
no.
people think back in the day.
so Dominica,
Novelty, that's where I was going myself. Just where you went, that's where I was going, because we don't appreciate what we have. When people have it, then we say it's our own. That's the same thing that happened to the Gadas. I mean, God, look mad.
let me explain what is one of the biggest problems right now. We need to understand with Booyah music. We have to understand, like Kofi and them alluded to, there are different types and styles of Booyah. Right now, the current dispensation of Booyah that is being put out is the dispensation that came about when you added Skitty Bantan and the Clockers Crew, which we know as Booyah Muffin.
Yeah.
The record thing. What we have now in Dominica promoted as strictly Booyah is from the record thing era of Booyah.
Right.
Let us be real.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand this. No, nowadays, like you said, when people listen to Booyah, because of the way the producers that we have, the young beat makers make the beat, it sounds like noise. Simply because here's something that you have a lot of young producers who get into the thing, they make hits, but they don't study the other aspects, such as taking the time to sit down and learn how to properly EQ something. Learn to play around with your EQ and understand where the frequencies happen. You know they don't study frequency response. And then when you go to them and tell them, boss, this is a little too harsh, you need to adjust this frequency. Oh, you listen to my thing. Because the attitude is we are not the people who are open to generally criticize. We just have a thing that is our thing, and we alone can do our thing. And what has happened is Dada has taken what we are holding to ourselves and playing greedy for, and bring it outside there and show us how to use it outside there. And I cannot be angry with him and say, the man take it our team and bring it over there. Because I'm in a group of young producers, and a certain artist in Dominica said a thing about a certain producer who lives in France called Wet, who has been making a style of music called Booyah Jab, which is a mixture of Jab and Booyah kind of intertwined. Because Jab and Booyah basically are the same thing if you really think it out, because that is where it came from. The original. And the guy says, oh, he is stiffing Booyah and fixing it up and putting it out there, making it sound good. Wetty Beat is not stiffing Booyah. Wetty Beat is interpreting Booyah in his own way, taking the elements that we're not using and using it correctly. You understand?
Let me tell you, to strengthen your point here, these artists have been always looking for new ideas. In 1990, RSB Watch Your album was nominated in Trinidad as one of the best new albums for the
New album, I remember that.
So which means they have been listening and trying to broaden their horizon.
Of course.
Because no genre of music going to last the same way for about 1 decade, unless we do something to enhance it.
Yeah, man.
So we can't follow them on that.
No,
It's we that have to preserve our
You see, even as a region, I think that's the way to go. Even as a region, you know, to do a lot of collab, because I can recall from my recollection that told me when he did the family.
What is that feedback? Maxwell, we got enough feedback.
We're getting a lot of feedback from you. I don't know if in your house you're listening to the program or what it is, but every time
Feedback?
we're getting a lot of feedback.
From my end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Better now?
No,
No, it's
it's
still there.
atmospheric feedback. So it's like either you watch it or
Somebody else
something.
smoke this.
It's almost like you're watching the program and we getting it back, so it's making this noise. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so it's better now, right?
Until you start talking, but
Yeah.
But novel, I don't mean to like disrupt you all now, but I realized we have been on for 2 hours. I've really pushed it.
yeah,
I
I
have
know
another
you
engagement. I should have been at there already.
right.
So I don't want to say, it was really a pleasure, As always, I mean, the good thing about knowledge, you can share it and not lose it.
Definitely.
I'm willing to share it. I have no problem with it. And I just want to bring you up again. It's something positive that you have been doing. I just want to encourage you. Be fearless. It doesn't matter what people think.
Right.
Because people not going to always agree with everything you say.
No,
And that's
of course not.
fine. But we still have to coexist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So again, I just want to put up your Z Kofi. I see Kofi disappear. And Mr. CEO and Uncle Lemon. So okay, guys, I'll let you watch and I'll listen to it while I drive in.
All right, definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Joe.
Thank you
This
for
safe.
joining us, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Safe on the journey.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
All right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So we talking to the RSB band, and Joe P had to go. Sorry, CEO. Joe P had to go but we're almost at the end of it.
Bye.
But since we we didn't really go astray. We're still on topic. But since we're talking about Booyah, I got an interesting question. What do you guys think or make of the Booyah Day? What's your thoughts on Booyah Day? Zabet?
Get that question.
No, my question is what do you think about Booyah Day? Like,
Booyah Day?
mm-hmm.
It's a good vibe. I mean, that's towards, what we have, pushing what we have. But Booyah Day should be every day. That's Day should be every day.
Sure.
Every day we should push what we have because we're pushing everybody else's own, So
That's true.
Okay.
push our own every day.
Right.
But the fact that we place a day aside for it means that we start thinking in the correct direction,
Right.
Okay. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good. It's a good thing.
Right.
What I don't know. I cannot say as to how it's organized, how the day run in terms of calling it Booyah Day. But I am hoping that there's some consideration being given to ways of making it like an island-wide thing, and not just the people that think, oh, today's Booyah. Try to put some certain things together. You know what I mean?
Right.
To make that day be something that you can look like a day of culture, a day of some other, to recognize the thing and let more people get involved in it. So in other words, you might have like one or two little symposium kind of vibe,
Right.
True.
talking about the Booyah. You might have another thing with like Booyah producers where they come together, maybe do a live thing at a certain time of day, and everybody on not a man doing a thing over there, another man doing a thing over there.
Doing it.
You know what I'm saying? Organize it so when that day comes around annually,
Right.
the people that log on to that day get something that they can always make reference to. That way you injecting them with something that if they didn't have it, they started to get it.
True.
And let the thing grow properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Most
Nice.
And I always influence people.
Well said, Kofi.
When I was younger, my mother used to tell me, turn off that Koshoni. And then, eventually the Koshoni becomes something she liked because then the new Koshoni came across. And then you start to appreciate the old Koshoni. So my whole thing is that, if we're going to call whatever it is we produce Koshoni, keep pushing our Koshoni. Because there's a lot of other islands that, they drop whatever they drop. I heard rhythms from certain islands that have no instruments at all. And what I mean, or it have drums, it have no keys, and
But
it's
guess
the biggest
what?
song in the club.
Guess what?
But guess
You
what?
know-
That is what our people will take up and push. Even if it's priority over our thing that
Our own,
we
right.
decide we dedicate time and effort to producing.
Right.
And that's another thing. I mean, when do we stop just taking it because we are from somewhere else out
Right.
of Dominica and think it's so good? And I mean, if you like we do dissect anything. Sometimes when you listen to the things that come and that they push on us on our radios and stuff, it ain't nowhere close to what the locals are producing. and yet we glorify it like it's the best track that ever came out. And we have local guys doing it much better, and they're not getting that kind of vibes. People don't even get to hear the song more than 10 times. How you going to? How am I going to like it if I'm not hearing it?
That is
You know?
True. That's very true, bro. For sure.
Me, I get very quiet here.
Another
Because they say every time I open my mouth to say something, I just be very controversial. I agree we need to keep producing the music we produced in. But let me say something from my standpoint. We need to push our own, but we also need to tell our own when it is not up to standard. And we need to learn that some of the things that we currently drop in are really not up to standard. Because look at me.
You're talking criticism, CEO, positive criticism.
No, yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Some people just take it like you personally out to get them.
Right.
When you and they around a bunch of people that are yes men, and that cannot. If every time you say that thing for somebody, boy, that what rubbish that no, it's not good, you know, but it hot. Them things that we need to stop that because let me explain. This is something I can see. Look at that. I can play pirate now, and people will still jump to it. Look at Balance Batty. Look at how long them songs they come out. And them songs still applicable, playable. In fact, anywhere you go in the world right now, and I ask for a Booyah track, they're not going to reach for a Ray. You are Asa for me first.
Right.
They're going to reach for
They go to the
Balance
source. They go to the source.
And
Go-
on
go-
They go to the source.
They don't need, but it's true. And then Kofi said something about symposium. The other day we had a young Booyah artist be very disrespectful, in my opinion, to a man like Derek Rapitas, who was brought on to talk about on radio to talk about the history of Booyah. No, he kind of made a good point afterwards to catch himself, but it was still disrespectful to say you tired of the old heads coming and talk about Booyah music and whatnot.
Can I say that?
But if you do not know the history of the music that you are in, then you yourself don't even make sense being in it. You need to know where this stuff comes from,
Yeah,
so that
that's
you
what
know
I'm
what
saying.
not to do and how to do it better.
Yeah. Well,
That is my take.
are people without a knowledge of their history is like what?
a tree without no roots.
And anything, you know, them fellas putting out songs, they get a million. Watch me. What if man they get almost views on YouTube, but yet still, I can say Balance Batty has gotten more plays than that. What is a million? What is a million views on YouTube, bro? It's nothing right now, you know. So I mean, that's what I just say.
But,
So guys,
You see what I mean? I
it's
get the warning.
It's been interesting. It's been an interesting night. The first interview was very interesting. This one is a little bit more interesting. You know.
No, this one was deep. This one was very
deeper.
I have to admit, you know, you bring Zabet in the picture,
Yes.
and you notice Kofi don't even joke too much in that interview. It's like the energy change a little bit. I don't know what energy Zabet bring there. You know,
no, man.
you know, sing leader. You know, you can tell it have a respect there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, what it is, these are the years that we experience what we experience, and our music showed it. You know what I mean? So at that time, it was no joking. At first, you see, one thing I can say for RSB, when we were doing music, when we came together,
Yeah.
we were not thinking about, boy, we can make morning music, you know.
Right.
That was out of passion, you know. Man was just singing and chatting and want to jam, and fellas just want to play. We didn't have to plan rehearsals at first. I mean, when we got the structure RSB band together and started operating as a unit, we decided, okay, we have to do if it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, or 3 days a week, and then when Sundays was open. If you want to come on Sundays, you come. If you don't want to come, man, go to the band house and they do what they want to do. You know, I go there, I fixing my little speaker. So we did the thing. It was a passion. I mean, I go out, my lunch fast for me to run.
That natural elements.
Yeah.
Really roots, stem, and branches here.
Yeah, so when you go through a lot of stuff in and you see you trying and you're doing certain things, it brings out another part of you, and so that's why it seems like it's a more serious discussion, but it was a more serious time.
Right.
And now, since we brought in, we injected to speak a little more about Bouillon and the collection, it gets even more heated because, like you say, there's some gross disrespect for the elders and the pioneers of the Bouillon. And now people just want to take the glory like it's like without them Bouillon wouldn't be existing kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't like to see that.
Yeah.
I don't like this kind of behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like at this time we respect the people before. We have to acknowledge whatever steps and or foundation that was laid for us to dwell on now. And I see that in the youth every day. They just don't have no respect. Disrespecting young Calypsonian want to disrespect elder Calypsonian.
No, right.
Young Bouillon man want to disrespect elders. And
Yeah, yeah, Joppy say that a lot, love and respect. That's missing in the industry nowadays days.
Everything. Respect is the key for everything. A man can do like you and this and that, but when he respects you, it stays on a level where, okay, you hold your space, I hold my space, but I still respect I respect you. I might not argue with you, but I respect you.
Nice.
Until such time you give me reason not to respect you, I'm gonna be respectful, and that's just how I feel. I love all musicians before me. It doesn't matter what they play. I have never held any grudge against anybody in my line of work for no reason.
Right.
Even today, when I do my construction work, anybody that knows music, they come to me now for anything. I have nothing to keep from you. If I pass and I see you using a bad tool, I'll tell you, yo, man, boy, look, man, use that to the theater and see how they work for you and get yours.
Most definitely.
Simple. As you use that, see how it works for you, and you get more. Make work simple for you. We just have to learn to respect people and love things, man. And we don't have that, you see?
Yep, definitely lacking respect. So I know all you guys are currently in music, not as a unit, but individually.
Yeah.
So I'll start with you, Kofi. You have any solo projects that you're working on or have been working on?
Well, to be honest, my intention was to release a few tracks last week.
Okay.
I started out in the studio. I was recording with my Ethiopian brethren. I started working on a couple tracks, profile.
Is that reggae tracks?
Yeah, but I also have a serious zouk, but I'm leaning towards it being more zouk like compa. I want a piece of like almost I don't want it too fast. It's not zouk love, but I want what's in my head now. The way I am putting it together, it has that zouk but compa feel to it. I can tell you the name. The name is Topwesi Pakafeju. But yeah, it's just there. So that, and also I just spoke to my boy because I've been listening to my boy Keno, and every day the man is putting on Keno.
Nice.
He's putting out some good, some wicked music, wicked. And in a day, trust me, the man that put the same things in like a day, 2 days.
That's good, man.
Solid. I'm hoping I can do some work with him on a level.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Even though I drop a seat with him, but
So all
I
is
don't
getting
want
into
to
that.
put that energy out there because I want man to know that we have people that they can work with,
Right.
and do stuff with, and So engage them. We cannot do it, even though I might have ideas for music in mind.
Right.
But I cannot put all out there by myself.
True.
And I must say big respect to man like Harry Moore, like Harry Moore has produced some serious music. And he too and I we can link up on a level where I might be using some of his rhythm tracks to, to put a couple of my lyrics to.
Okay. Is there more in Chicago as well, or?
No, actually, the last time, I think we moved around from California to wherever,
Right.
Nice, nice.
So
Yeah.
it's sometimes in DA for a little and stuff,
Okay.
But he's a good DA musician,
Yes.
and the man, so more respect. I want to big up. While I there, I want to big up. So I was want to big up before I leave because I know we coming to wind down.
Yes.
I want to big up all original RSB members and everybody that became part of the movement and the growth of the tree from creation to till now. And I say till now because, like I said, some of the fruits you see everywhere scattered playing music today, I can proudly say that they dropped from the RSB tree. You know what I mean? These seeds dropped from the RSB tree, without a doubt. So, it's an ongoing thing. And the big tree might fade out, but
The seeds are
the,
still
the,
there,
the,
man.
the young ones will come up and
Right.
still represent the level. So I want to say big up to all the family members, all friends, and everybody before I forget. And those of you tonight, I don't know them calling because last time
I tell you
last
about
time I
that,
called names and
Yeah.
I left out some key elements. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this time I ain't doing that. But yeah, I want to big up man like Vapor Dan and Tony White and I mentioned Keno, my little brother Thaddeus, Larry, Session Tool, Larry, Lestrade, all these youths, and so they were vital elements in the growth because when we were stationary and couldn't move, is a man would come and say, what are you missing? Run and get a call for you somewhere because you can't leave and go for that. So I see all these people as part of the struggle and the growth of RSB, you know what I mean? So I just want to big up and all the ladies, all the mothers, and so who would give their youths the opportunity to go out and even be around us and trusted us enough to have their young children, their teenage youths go with us to the countryside. And I mean, like at one time I thought they were children of my own because I would just always have them around my wings. And, even when we tried our sponsorship thing with the basketball, football players and stuff, always in direct contact with parents of some of them youths to make sure that to guarantee the safety of their children following us out of town and coming and jam with us, come and help us carry stuff. And so I want to say, much love and respect to each and every one who participate in our growth and development.
All right.
Nice, nice.
So Maxime, on that note, do you have any last words?
First of all,
Yeah, your feedback. Sorry, your feedback is. I don't know if you can hear me, but your feedback is
It's muffling.
yeah, it's very, very, very loud.
Yeah, every time you talk, we're getting humming.
everything good now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll have, yeah, you probably would have to move from where you are.
Yeah.
Why is it?
Yeah,
We can hear you, but it's still have a little hum.
but it's still a woman.
Wow.
And,
Better. Still have a little thing?
yeah, it's
All
not
right.
about, but you know what?
Go ahead.
We're here at the end already. Just go
Go ahead, man.
and
Go ahead, man. Say what you go and say. Go, we going.
Yeah, well, I would like to first of all thank you all,
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's too bad. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Well, on Maxime's behalf, I am pretty sure he's still talking, man. Okay.
No, you stop. But
Stop talking, but
Yeah, because the feedback is like
Yeah, man. So, well, on behalf of the entire RSB crew, RSB team, RSB movement, I want to take the time off to thank you guys for inviting us to just, we didn't do an interview, we were just vibes in, we just,
Yes.
talking and stuff. So I want to say thank you very much, CEO, Douglas, Kaza. All right. Thank you very much, man, for bringing us on. And I want to wish you all enough success in that endeavor to promote, make the links, put the missing link because the chain is as strong as its weakest link. So if we can, get all the links together and make sure it's solid through your programs. There are lots of people out there that are in similar situations that we are or we were in terms of people knowing about having their history brought forward. So I would encourage you guys to keep reaching out to certain people. I mean, if you look for your comments section, I saw you there. Certain people say, "Oh, they had groups," and so if you can get little moments with these people, you know what I mean?
Right.
And not just our musicians.
No.
I also want to like to see you all do like our poets, our writers, and people in other genres of
Right.
life on a whole. People doing different
That
things.
impact your history, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, we do have some shows after next week's show that is going away from music. We want to cover the whole island pretty much, but it's not all about Dominica at the end of the day, right?
Right.
Yes, we are Dominicans, and yes, we push in our country, and yes, we get our artists, sports, whatever it is out there. But on the bigger scale, we want to. It's culture. It's us as a people.
Yeah.
As a whether you're from Trinidad to Jamaica, it's us as a people, and
I get
that's
that.
what it's about.
I get you. Yeah. You have to get the word. It's international now. It's worldwide.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But we definitely want to thank you, Kofi, Joe P, Zabet, for the last time and this time, because now, we have RSB documented, right? We have RSB in document. Like, if you want to know history of RSB, you guys watching Dissect, I encourage you, share the live. Share the link to your fellow Dominican friends or fellow neighboring friends, right? Wherever you guys are from.
Whichever way they make the connection.
Right. You know what I mean? And we have that documented, and Ra, we coming back for you.
We have to correct
Right.
the correction.
We want to thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully sometime in the future we could get to talk to you guys again. Maybe if the RSB product comes through.
About the future product. About the future product. Yeah. We have it on record.
Or you guys have your own individual things. Definitely.
He's speaking it.
Yeah.
Forward to seeing you guys again. So, thank you for joining us, guys. Maxime, we can't get your last words, but we thank you for joining us this evening as well.
All right, highly blessed, guys.
Yes, man. Have a good
Highly
one.
blessed.
Guys.
One love. Everybody stay safe.
Yes, ladies and gents, that was R&B and other history.
What did you just say?
That was RSB.
No, I used to R&B.
That was R&B. Well, it was R&B. With RSB, it was bouillon, it was hip hop, it was reggae, it was everything.
It was dancehall, bro. That was I gotta be honest, that was a hell of a show tonight, bro.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Anytime I can sit there and get educated, I enjoy that. And
I enjoy
appreciate that. And we appreciate all you guys for sitting here with us every Saturdays and just taking it on. Glenda, we have to make you part of the family. Well, we'll get a position for you. Big up Derek Rapidas that say, yeah, we're not in those kind of seedless grapes. And the way, to be honest, guys, the way the things is moving now, we are moving to a seedless fruit thing. We have to cherish what we have. We have to respect what we have now and the kids coming in the future, right? We cannot just respect one set and don't respect the other. We have to respect old and young, and that way we have more seeds or booyah music and Kadas music and calypso even could get on a bigger scale and make it more marketable for everybody out there. You know what I mean? See you on the behalf of, I don't know if you have anything to say.
No, well, the only thing I have to say is don't forget to check out After Lunch Mix every weekday from 2 to 5 p.m. on TDN Radio. Don't forget to check out Pure Therapy with the Islands Therapy crew every Saturday from 11 a.m. I mean, you get 11 to 12 with Novelist, and from 12 to 3, you get it with DJ Mashup. Make sure you just stay tuned, look out for big things coming. Like Novelist said, we are diversifying our portfolio next week. Well, actually, after next week show, and we hope you guys will join us. So, on behalf of myself, and the Island Therapy Song crew and my boy Novelist. What you want to do the exit?
Yes, I gotta say for next week's show, we're gonna do a little bit more history, and then, well, like I said, we'll stray away from the music for a little bit, and maybe we'll bring it back, at the end of when we end this whole season and come back next year. But next week's show, we'll be talking to the man Jeffrey Alexander from the Effects Band, and hopefully we could have some nice company with him from Effects Band as well. All right. So, on behalf of TDN TV, this has been Dissect. Thank you guys again. Keep sharing the love. Keep our culture alive, and we'll see you guys next week right back here on TDN TV. Have a blessed weekend and a blessed week. Godspeed.